Today we're going to be taking a look at how we can use GitHub in a more effective fashion so we can do a lot more and also do a better practice when we're talking about software development and computer science in general, so we make sure we back up things and use things effectively using the tools that are available and how we can make it so it works a lot better overall. So right now in class, we've been using GitHub as basically a nice little backup for our software. When we write our software and we save it to our directory, we have our automatic save right there. And we attach it to a Git repository which does a backup locally on our actual machine. We also then, and it tracks the changes of that inside our actual Git repository. We then back that up to our GitHub server off in the cloud in some magic computer somewhere that we have that backed up so we can access that anywhere, including at home, another classroom, etc. And we have access to our information. So we have our just basic backup of that. And as you can see right here on the screen, it's a lovely linear process where it's just there's this version and there's this version. It's just iterating over it, boom, 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 boom. Just like that. So it's like every time I hit save and I commit, I have a nice little thing and I have a cute little dot right there representing each commit that I have. And a message attached to that, of course, because I require a good commit message, because we want to make sure we're tracking what we're doing and using a little bit of meta reflection, making sure we recognize what we're doing with that. And so with just using a basic GitHub as a backup service, we've got that great level tool. And so we've got our code backed up both locally on our machine, and we have the GitHub up on the thing. And I can go back to any version and work from there. Like, oh, here's where I was at here. I can look and see what the code is at this point. Go look at this point. I can look at every single different level of that code, linear through my code and looking at that, which is grand. It's wonderful. It's great. But we can do even more with GitHub. And the next thing we have is the idea of using a branch feature. And so what we can do is we have our regular main branch, which we see right here in blue, and then we have a new feature we're branching off in that orange color on the screen. And as you can see right here, I'm doing commits along that new feature branch where I'm going through and I'm working on the existing, that new feature, and I want to make sure that new feature works totally cool. I want to make sure it's good, that it's stable, and that whatever I'm trying out, as I try out as a branch of my code, it's not going to hurt my main trunk. My main trunk, the thing that actually runs my actual program itself, the thing I'm working on, and I want to turn in for the end of my project, or I'm done with my actual little demo I'm working on, that's always safe. That's good. It's a nice little thing. But my feature, the little thing I'm practicing or I'm working on, I've got this off in this other branch up here, and I can try all the pieces out and make sure it's happy and good. And I keep using that same good process of committing regularly, giving a good commit message and going through that. But this is on a separate branch, so it's like a different track of information. So I have access to all of my code for my entire project, but if this doesn't work, I can just abandon that thing, go back to my original spot before I branched off, and I can keep on continuing on with a good stable piece of code if I find out that my branch feature wasn't very good. But what happens, what makes this even better, is I can merge that branch back in to the main trunk. And so as you can see right here, my new feature, I did all my commits on there, I worked on it over time, and then I merge it into the main trunk. And so now I can integrate that as my main level project because, oh, I tested it out, I made sure it worked, it was functional. I looked to see if there was any bugs and I resolved those. Maybe, for example, I was adding tests to my code, I was doing some things about user interface, whatever I'm working on. I made sure that it worked, and then I merged it back into the main trunk, and now I've got this better version of the code. It's stronger now because I took this off, made sure it worked first, and then I merged it back in. Now it's a thicker piece of code, and I can keep on going through that, and I've got a great level process I can work with on that. And so by using that branch and merge functionality, it really makes it so that we can do a lot more with our code overall, and it's a better process as we do software development using whatever language we're working on, because it's like, oh, I'm going to test this out, see if it works, and if it does, I merge it back in, and I've got my new stable project I keep working on, and I branch out for each new little thing I want to try, and if it doesn't work, I abandon the branch, and I go back to my main trunk, and I keep on going on, and I only merge back into my main trunk when I'm good and I'm ready to go. That way I have a good, strong code base, and my code's always available and ready, and I can track what I'm doing. And so that's what the basis of we're doing when we're working with a branching and merging sample. I'll do a little demo of this using some Java code so we can see how that works in a code-based environment using both Java code with Eclipse and GitHub. But this is the basic idea of how we can use this and do some great stuff with it. I hope this is helpful. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Cheers. Bye-bye.